Hey everybody, and welcome to the Game Cave. Today I'm going to go through a quick little review of basically the Nintendo Switch, the Pro Controller, and the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild that I've been playing as of lately. The system now has been out for about 2 weeks. This Friday, St. Patrick's Day or whatever, has basically set the 2 week mark since the release of the system. And overall, for me, it's been pretty enjoyable. I myself have gotten really used to the portability of the system, especially when, say, the kids want to use the TV to do something else, and I can just pick up the system and play whatever. Also, it's just looks just as good and is just as handy as setting up with the dock on the screen and stuff. So one of the things I want to get to that's been a real positive about the Switch is the Pro Controller itself. Now, when you get the Switch by itself, it comes with the Joy-Cons. So on each end here and here, it looks like the top of that, I should say. So that's the controller that you get set up from the beginning. I'm gonna grab this here. I haven't really used that controller just because I knew right off the bat that I wanted to buy the Pro Controller, and but it seems to work, and it seems to work for a lot of people. I want to express how pleased I am with the Pro Controller, and that comes down to how well it seems to feel in your hand. The typical Nintendo quality of like button presses and everything like that stuff really stands out when it comes to how they engineer everything. And it went all the way back to the NES. I remember like just how responsive the controllers were. So if anybody had any doubts as to the durability of even the buttons on the Joy-Cons here and so on, I'm here to tell you that everything holds up, and it holds up nice. The buttons click and they respond nice. There are no problems with that whatsoever. The system itself, I have had no issues. I know that there's been some postings on the internet about people having problems with dead pixels or any other issues, and that hasn't been the case for me anyway. So I've had no problems. I've had both my kids using it, playing it off and on. So no issues there. The biggest thing that I want to point out with the Pro Controller, now I play with the Pro Controller on the system as often as I can, and with work and everything that is all together, with the time that's spent, I would probably say that I play a little bit in the morning, or actually most of my time in the morning, and then I work at night, and then when I come home, I play for like another hour or so. So just to give you like an idea of like my play time, it's probably recently it's maybe 4 hours a day or something like that. If I had to put a number on it or something, like total time, I might get 4 hours of playing or something if I'm playing. The Pro Controller on release day, I basically got it the day it released. So I have charged this controller one time. It's been 2 weeks and I have not had to charge this controller yet. And I mean that. I am the most sincere. I want to say how amazed I am, okay? 2 weeks, and I haven't charged this controller yet. Now, I don't know if it's because the battery is, like, huge inside there or what. I don't get it. But I haven't had to charge it yet at all. I've only plugged it in one time, and it's still holding up. I haven't had any prompts, no warnings. The only thing is, as of right now, I don't know how strong the battery is at the moment. Like if it's running low, like a PS4 would have a little icon on the top saying where your controller is at or whatever. All it has is this down here, and it just tells me that that's my player one. So yeah, it's pretty crazy that the controller has lasted for that long. So yes, 2 weeks as of right now. I haven't charged it yet. I might post something later saying when I actually charged it, but 2 weeks uncharged. So that's amazing. Controller is awesome. Everything feels great. Sometimes I feel like that this can be a little slippery though. But if you hold it, just fine. My hands are big or whatever. I love it. I love it. So 2 weeks, huge thing. Battery life was like 2 weeks. The Joy-Cons themselves, like I said, they hold up. Even when they're like, you have to run them in like tiny mode and turn them. Like my kids, we play Bomberman, and you got to use the extra controllers. So basically, it turns out to be 3 controllers here, 1, 2, and 3, and you can play, 3 people more. You can play up to 8 people on Bomberman. So if I had a bunch of other Joy-Cons or whatever, I could play. So it's kind of a fun thing. It's easy. I don't like how it sets up basically pairing the controllers and setting up the first player, second player, and third player controllers. I feel like any movement is given access to all 3 controllers at one time. So if I'm playing with my kids and I give them controllers and I need to set up the game for them, and they just start pushing buttons and doing whatever, then I have to tell them to like stop pressing buttons, like put down the controller, stop doing stuff. I have to do it for them or whatever. Now I know a lot of stuff doesn't do that, but usually a lot of games just give exclusive power to the first player or whatever, as they set everything up and stuff. So that has been annoying as far as that goes. So, and then making sure everything's like paired up and stuff at the same time or whatever, it's goofy. So the system in general, though, I'm happy. Battery life, I'm happy. Oh my god, the Pro Controller is super happy. Zelda, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, extremely fun game. I love it. If I were to give it a rating out of like 10 or whatever, I would actually give it like a 9 out of 10. I'm not going to give it a perfect because there are a few things that irritate me. I'm not saying that it's not an excellent game, because by far it is one of the better Zelda games that I've seen them put out lately. And I've played like Skyward Sword, and I love Skyward Sword, but I hate the fact that I have to use the Wii remote on it and stuff like that. But this is really fun. It takes you back basically to the very first Legend of Zelda game, in that, like, for the most part, unless you had needed certain weapons or tools to get around, like a raft or something, you can go anywhere in the game at any time. There isn't necessarily a designated like order to do things all the time. Now, some quests and stuff, they have order, like the main quests and stuff like that. You have to do it in a certain order to keep following it. But like, you can literally like walk all the way across the map or whatever, as long as you don't get killed doing it. You can go wherever you want. You can go get the Master Sword right away or whatever. Like, all that stuff. So it is a really fun game. There are things that irritate me. The things that I dislike about the game is the durability, and that every weapon, every shield, all have a durability, and if that durability is up, you lose that weapon. Now, I understand it's nice to have for a challenge, let's say, but I feel like they made it harder than it need to be, because even though weapons are plentiful, it really does get irritating where like you have to stop in the middle of a battle and go back and try and find more weapons elsewhere. So that right there is enough to kind of like really like turn me off about it. It's something that I dislike about the game. It doesn't change the fact that I'm playing it and enjoying it. Other things, let's see. There's really not a lot. you know, a lot of people talk about how good Zelda is, and it is that good. It's excellent. I can't say it enough that how well of a game it is, and then it's perfect to have like a launch game for it or whatever. I'm really glad that I picked it up and I enjoy it. My kids like playing it, so it's awesome in that realm. Let's see what else. I did happen to pick up some of the amiibos here, so I'll just show those real quick. And with the amiibos, it's kind of nice because you get like free upgrades and stuff like that activated and everything. So I also got the big Guardian one. I just thought that thing looked cool. I don't know. I haven't decided if I open them yet or not. If I open them, then I can use them. If I don't open them, then I can't use them. So, so overall, the Switch itself, I would definitely give a 9 out of 10 because, you know, you get some goofy little anomalies here and there, which is like for anything until you get used to it. The Legend of Zelda, 9 out of 10. Everything's excellent about it. Just the durability gets me or whatever. Even the Master Sword has a durability, but it doesn't break. It just recharges after 10 minutes or something like that. And I think if you got the Master Sword, you should just be able to go to town with it, and there should be nothing stopping you. But that's just how they did it. So we have to kind of just deal with it. And then finally, I have to do a 10 out of 10 for the Pro Controller. Even if I do say like that the side grips are a little slippery, it's nothing that like a gel or something, like some grip or something put on the side can't fix. The fact that this battery life has lasted me 2 weeks astounds me. So I really do think it's quite amazing. So I hope that this kind of gives you an insight to, you know, what you would like to do if you would like to buy the Nintendo Switch. You know, just the pleasure of actually sitting here and listening to me talk about it, whether it's positive or negative. But I hope that anybody else that has a Switch is running into some of the same things or noticing. Like if you have the Pro Controller and you haven't had to charge it, I'd like to know about it because I want to know like if other people are experiencing that. That would be very, very curious. So I appreciate you guys watching and listening to me. Unfortunately, with my restrictions in recording and stuff like that, I can't just show game footage or whatever. I'm pretty much just doing this on my phone to get the best quality. But really, really happy to basically show you around and kind of give you an insight. And if you choose to buy it, you choose to buy it. If not, you know, hold out if you want until it gets a little cheaper. It's definitely worth the fun. So I've had fun with it, and I'm glad I got it myself. So thank you guys so very much for joining me. And once again, please like, comment, and subscribe. Visit me on my Facebook. I also have Instagram, and it's easy to find all those things. Basically, all you'd have to do is search Game Cave Jason, whether on Facebook or Instagram, and it's that simple. And I post things. I try to post things daily. Reminder of old school video game anniversaries or any finds and stuff that I get and stuff like that, and random new stuff and whatever. So thank you very much. I appreciate it, and we're gonna start playing some Zelda. And here is how far I am. Not too far, but that's where I am. So she's loading now. Gives you little tips on the screen. Still playing. 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks. And there we go. Ready to go. Alright, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And we'll be seeing you around.